Castillo. He used to fight heavyweight and fought Michael Moore. Eliseo Castillo. Was one of Warriors boxing fighters back in the day. He fought Michael Moore.
It was great. I was fighting as a heavyweight. I was having a good time. Hey, I can't complain. Now I enjoy my retirement. Training, keep myself in shape, working my technique. Hey, who knows what else?
So tell us one of your favorite fight or opponent that you fought.
Oh, famous opponent was when I fought Jonathan Ben. That was one of my favorite opponents to fight. That was I enjoyed the fight, those moments, these rounds. That was pretty good. Also fought Michael Moore, Eliseo. Yeah, those two fighters I fought it.
So
that was my greatest victory when I beat Michael Moore. But my greatest exciting fight that I have, my excited fight that is really excited for me, that I like the most, it was Jonathan Ben.
Can you reminisce and tell us about round by round? Do you remember how was it in the ring?
That was great because I went 4 rounds hard. I give it all that I have. I came out shorter because I was a little too excited. But I have a good time in that fight. I really had a good time.
And what was it like being in the ring with Eliseo?
Oh, it's been kind of difficult because I wasn't belong as a heavyweight. I've been too small to be as a heavyweight. I had to carry so much weight. I didn't have enough experience about that fight. I also have a lot of issues, and I didn't get through the way I expected, but I can give you that.
Talk about your victory with Michael Moore.
That was my first fight on national TV, basically on Showtime. I was undefeated. That was the fight for me to step up, and I did. I won. I came out with the victory. I stepped it up, and that was pretty good.
Can you give us like blow by blow reminiscing on the fight? Do you remember like rounds that you did?
Well, it was honestly that fight for me. It was kind of easy because I was in very good shape. I went 10 round decision, and I came out victorious. I won every single round, every single minute. That was a good victory for me. But it wasn't that exciting like I expected to be, because I was like, make sure that I was winning by decision. I was really going with a different mindset to knock him out, but I didn't came with that mentality at that point.
Oh, okay.
That's why I went 10 rounds.
Yeah. And what do you think about the state of the heavyweight division present day?
I mean, to me, it's good. I mean, I see a lot of fighters that are good. But now the heavyweight is twice as bigger than when I was fighting. When I was fighting, it was like 6'4". Now they're 7 feet, 270 pounds. Like, I mean, the giants like that now. They're not like smaller heavyweights, like 6'2" or anything like that. The heavyweights now they're really big, and they can fight.
What would you have done differently? Looking back, what do you think you would have done differently for your career?
When I'm looking back, is I was like not trying to put so much weight on me, because naturally I'm 180 pounds. I put like 40 pounds, 50 pounds to fight heavyweight. If you have noticed that, I would have fight as a super middleweight, like 175, 160. I would have been champion. I would have a great career. But for me, I didn't do it that way. No, at that time it was about everybody who was over 6 feet or heavyweight. That was the time that most likely everybody wants to be have a heavyweight champion, a heavyweight champion. So everybody. So I decided also to fight heavyweight. It wasn't like nobody made me. I was like, that was the decision, and that was the only weight class that you can make the big dollars. So I went and fought that division.
So you and your brother, are you guys twins? Because
No, we're not twins. No.
Because every time I see both of you, I get confused.
No, we're similar, but
Yeah.
we don't look that the same.
Yeah, because I always get both of you confused.
No. We're
Yeah.
not twins. No.
So how is your brother?
He's all right. He enjoys his family. He got 2 kids now. He's doing great.
Yeah. So thank you for chatting with us.
All right, no problem.
Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right.
He's also fought only 4 times in the last 2 years for a total of 13 rounds. Tonight they're into the 6th round. Eliseo Castillo in the white has taken English lessons, also learned to speak English by watching television shows like Good Times and Jerry Springer. Safe to say the first English word out of his mouth was dynamite.
Okay. Not PBS, it was, okay.
No, it was Jerry Springer.
All right.
Imagine.
Well, we're at that point in the fight, obviously, or getting close to it. I believe that Moore has lost every single round. There might be one you can make a case for him winning. So we're reaching that point where Michael Moore has to do some more dramatic things. And Buddy McGirt, I thought, very clear and correct. You are cutting the ring off and you're getting in position, but you're not doing anything.
Nice combination to the head by Castillo. There's another good right hand, a stinging right that connected by Castillo. Part of the famous Cuban boxing school, 90 amateur fights, no international experience. And looking skilled here, another right hand that got through, and that's a slip.
Hey.
Castillo scoring regularly with the right.
Water, more time.
James Waring doing some housekeeping.
Go.
And Castillo bouncing up on his toes. A more flat-footed Michael Moore lumbering, waiting for Castillo to come towards him.
I think that will happen when the other Michael Moore is invited to tea at the White House.
Is that right?
This is not going to happen. He is going to need to go after him. And if he keeps waiting in the center of the ring, this will be a 10-round decision win for Castillo.
I wonder how many times people come up to Michael Moore and say, I really enjoyed your work. It's Fahrenheit 911.
Exactly.
Well, we raised the issue earlier, Al. You wonder what's going through his mind when he tips the scales at 251 if he wants to reinvent himself and be serious about this thing.
Yeah, you can't come in at the highest weight you've ever been at. It just doesn't work, and it hasn't served him well in this fight, especially when he's facing a young man who's going to give him a lot of movement.
Good job, guys. Good job.
We got to pick it up, okay? We got to pick it up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? You got to pick it up. You're following him around. When you go to your left, cut him off. What he's trying to do is walk into the right hand. When you go out, cut him off and work, make him work. Okay, let's start working now, baby. This is round 7 coming up, okay?
Left.
Huh?
Work the left.
Wait, when you go to your left, what you're doing is you're letting him out. When you go to your left, cut him off. Don't give him no way out. Okay, he doesn't.
Michael Moore hasn't been able to put Castillo down to the canvas with a punch, but the Everlast logo did it because apparently it got slippery and Castillo fell down. And that's always dangerous because you can injure yourself when you do that.
All right, double, come on, baby. Let's go, come on.
There's a reason why Buddy McGirt's getting all these jobs as trainers. He gives dead-on excellent advice in the corner. The problem is, I just don't know if Michael Moore at this juncture is able to put those directions in effect.
A lot of boxing training. You can sense the frustration in his voice there in that last exclamation to Michael Moore. Let's see if it lit a fire under. But a lot of boxing trainers, like coaches, NBA coaches, college basketball coaches, they love to take on from time to time reclamation projects. And they want to show that they can turn something around or turn somebody around. And we'll see if Buddy McGirt can do this with this latest incarnation of Michael Moore. But he really better get his act together very soon if he is dead serious about becoming a contender again in what has become a watered-down heavyweight division.
And you know, he's put together since the tour loss in 2002, these 3 wins against Otis Tisdale, they're a slip, being pushed on actually, against Rogerio Lobo and Mateo de Silva. Obviously not even fighters on Castillo's level. And so the problem is you can put together those wins, but they better take you somewhere, both in terms of your conditioning and also your ability.
Stop, guys, stop, back up. Let's go.
Castillo continues to beat Moore to the punch. Moore just too slow.
And while we've talked a lot about Michael Moore, the question also becomes Eliseo Castillo. How much does this raise his stock? How much, if he can continue here, although he's running into some trouble right now with Michael Moore, what can this fight do for him if he continues to win this decision? It does less for him unless Moore mounts a reasonable attack as we go on.
Well, the way things are looking, you hate to say this, but maybe he'd be doing Michael Moore a favor if he beat him.
Yeah, and doing himself one, of course, as well.
That's for sure, but also, oh, there's a winging left hand that got in out of nowhere by Moore. He just kind of ducked his right shoulder and fired the left, and it scored.
Don't grab his head, okay? Don't grab his head. Go.
Well, we'll see what Michael Moore is made of here as this second half of the fight goes on. Round 7 scheduled for 10. Because Castillo, for all intents and purposes, is an untested, unheralded fighter. And Moore's got to be saying to himself, I got to take this guy out. This is ridiculous.
Okay? That's all we need. Keep closing that gap. When you step over to your left, don't let him get out. Put that double jab on him. When you're in the clinch, the referee said, as long as your one hand is working, he's not going to break you. So hit him with any hand you got free. Let's make this a dog fight now. Okay? Let's make this a dog fight. He's trying to find a way out.
Michael Moore pushing forward, taking the right hand by Castillo, which has been so prevalent in this bout. The right hand has been just a weapon for Castillo that Moore has not had an answer to. And later on in the round, as Moore used the jab effectively, Castillo, you see with the combination, the more jab, as McGirt pointed out, will help him get those other punches in. He hasn't used it enough.
Well, you heard the screaming words of Buddy McGirt. Let's make this a dogfight. We'll see if Michael Moore has it in him. Round 8.
Watch the guy in his head now.
A 16-year pro career that began at 175 pounds.
And the one thing we wondered about with Castillo, although Moore hasn't maybe put enough pressure on him to give us a true answer, was would he be focused enough to keep doing what he was supposed to do with the idea of fighting his two-time former champion effective mentally? Well, it hasn't. Castillo's done what he was supposed to do. Does it make him a heavyweight contender right now? No. But it does indicate to us that he's a good young fighter at 29 who can keep his poise in the ring. Can I tell you what it shows me? He'd be doing really good if he was a cruiserweight. And I believe all heavyweights with this body type of Castillo really belong more in the cruiserweight division.
Let go his hand. Let go his hand.
Well, he's 215, started as a light heavy. 221 his last fight. Career high 231.
Let go his hand. Let go his hand. Let go his hand. Bring it up.
Good body shots then to the head by Castillo, having Moore in the corner. Bad place to be for Michael Moore up against the ropes.
And a different Castillo now. A guy wants to rumble on the inside. A lot of confidence. Too much confidence?
Let go his hand, baby.
The crowd exhorting him. Behind the Cuban defector in white, Eliseo Castillo continues to score with those body shots. Then a right uppercut to the jaw by Castillo.
As good as this all looks for Castillo, I don't know if this is where he wants to be.
It doesn't seem to be doing Moore any good either.
Come on, guys.
It's amazing with all that weight.
Bring it up. You hear him low. Bring it up.
Castillo able to keep Moore up against the ropes, almost at ease.
Most referees would have broken this already. Wearing a former fighter, letting them go ahead, and ever a lot of low blows by Castillo. He could easily have a point deducted. It's a fascinating sequence here. One I would never have expected in this fight.
They've been on that position at that rope there for what, over a minute.
Now they're punching, so you can make, Waring can make his case. Why should I break them?
Now, is this where Michael Moore prefers to be? Why does he stay there? He's getting nothing accomplished. Maybe he thinks he is, but it's all Castillo in this sequence.
Stop. Okay, what's the move? Bring the punches up, okay?
So here's this fight in microcosm from Eliseo Castillo's standpoint. The right hands have been very effective against Michael Moore. He has landed them repeatedly, both his counter punches and with the 1-2 combination. And part of the reason why he's been able to land these punches is he has been mobile. He has moved his left to his right, and it has allowed him to use the jab and the straight right hand, keep Moore at bay. Then a switch in tactics that worked very well. He pushed Moore against the ropes, ripped body shot after body shot, and fought a completely different style for the last part of that round.
Here we go. On your feet. Let's go. On your feet. Everybody out. On your feet. Everybody out. Everybody out. Everybody.
So here we go. 2 more rounds scheduled. Round 9. A slow, ponderous Michael Moore who spent almost half the last round pressed up against the ropes.
Let's go. Come on.
And allowing Castillo to just fire away at will. Now with his performance thus far, unless he can pull something out here dramatically, Moore is not setting himself up as being in the heavyweight picture.
Get your hand out of there.
And really what this is all about is, you see even here, Moore's been in position to throw good punches and has thrown a few. He simply isn't capable. He's not in the kind of condition that allows him to throw 3 or 4 or 5 punches at one time.
You might be able to see Antonio Tarver, the light heavyweight champ, who recently beat Roy Jones. He's in white, urging on Michael Moore, a stablemate in the Buddy McGirt corner.
Let's go. Don't grab me. You got to fight. Let's go.
Well, Antonio would have a natural rooting interest in a left-hander that moved up from the light heavyweight division.
Well, here on Showtime, we've seen James Toney reinvent himself as a heavyweight. Not the case here with Michael Moore to this point.
Moore has had Castillo backed up there against the ropes, just didn't make that extra effort. And you know, the body work of Castillo, very smart move by him, because here we are in the later rounds against an overweight 36-year-old, not a bad idea to go to the body.
And Castillo was registering that attack as he was going backwards. And now he's up on his toes, Moore moving around. He knows he's way ahead. And now really all he has to do is stay away from Michael Moore. We're just not getting it done.
Certainly those right hands by Castillo were effective. He's not a monstrous puncher as a heavyweight. Obviously, if Michael Moore was in there against a big puncher with the right hand, like a Vladimir Klitschko or somebody of that ilk, he would have trouble, as he did against David Tua. But Moore is always, oh, there's a right hand that stunned Moore.
Yes, it did. It rocked Moore momentarily and stopped him in his tracks. And Castillo lay up, though. It was one and done.
Let go, let go.
That might have been the moment where Castillo could have gone after Moore a little more, but he is so programmed to fighting what he believes and has been the appropriate style that he is just not switching from that. It's the same thing that people often criticize Lennox Lewis for, but it worked.
Castillo on his biggest stage against a former heavyweight champion who has blood coming from his nose, Michael Moore.
Like, huh? Stand up and be a man. This is a man's sport. You hear me?
Come on, Norman, last round. Let's go.
No. You hear that? We need this one. You hear me what I'm saying? Castillo.
Last round to the club, okay?
Right,
10
smart.
seconds.
Be smart. Don't let him hit him.
Comfortable stance. He's gonna fall from, then you hit him. Feint and then hit him.
Let's go. This is your territory, baby. All right? Don't chase him. Cut him off. Make him feel like he's in a phone booth. Okay?
Michael Moore had not been stunned badly by any of these right hands until this point. He got hit with that right hand. You see him stumble a little bit against the ropes. He would even later shake his head as to say, yeah, you hit me with a good right hand.
Go, let's go.
Al, how about the words of Castillo's trainer, Norman Wilson? Stand up and be a man to Eliseo Castillo. I would think those would be the words in the other corner.
I'd say run and be a mouse for about 3 minutes. Obviously, Buddy McGirt telling Moore he's got to make him feel like he's in a phone booth, which even when Moore gets him in that posture, he hasn't been able to really land good punches.
Well, here we go, 10th and final round.
Stop, break.
Castillo way ahead, it would seem, on the cards, and Michael Moore needs a dramatic moment here to close this out.
And you know, he fighting here in Miami, a place where he is popular. This is where he got the decision against Aziz back in 1998 that some thought Aziz could have won. So it's not like he's fighting on the road somewhere where they think the judges will be against. Or where he got the draw against Aziz. It's not like he's somewhere where the judges will be against him. So if you're in his corner, you got to consider that.
Step back. Let's go, come on.
So they were just trying to really get his blood boiling, even though I'm sure they feel he's ahead as well. But why not? Let him finish with a flourish.
And of course, a lot of this is about marketing yourself.
Right.
They said that. Norman Wilson said that to us when we met with him. So we want him to be on Showtime, show the world that he's a good fighter, and let the world know that another heavyweight could be on the landscape. So certainly to perform well or maybe knock Moore out or down would enhance that marketability.
But I'm sure overall, as Moore tries to press forward, but getting nowhere, as he's tied up wisely by Castillo, they have to be very pleased with the performance, the skill, and the tactics employed here by Castillo tonight. Right hand getting in. The body shots.
And the other thing that I don't think Michael Moore can hang his hat on after this is, oh, the guy just ran from me. I had no opportunities to really hit him, and that was why all this happened. No, while Castillo's given him movement, there have been many moments where Moore had an opportunity to land something big.
An extremely disappointing night for the two-time heavyweight champion Michael Moore. Trying to continue his comeback, 7-1-1 since coming back in 2000 after the very rough 3-year layoff. 4 fights back, knocked out in 30 seconds by David Tua, but bounced back with 3 wins after that. But now meeting Cuban defector Eliseo Castillo, and he may have to go way back to the drawing board after this one, or even consider walking away from the sport. at the age of 36.
Stop. Good job, guys.
And that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Rick Bays, scores about 99 to 91. Judges Bill Ray and Michael Pernick both scored about 97 to 93. All three in favor of the winner, and still undefeated, Eliseo Castillo.
Well, there you have it. Unanimous decision for Eliseo Castillo. And he is able to rejoice. And he remains undefeated now, 18-0-1, as he defeats former champion Michael Moro. Let's go into the ring. And Jim Gray. Jim?
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Eliseo, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
At the beginning of this fight, before it even started, you seemed very, very confident. Why were you so confident tonight?
Yeah, I'm confident because I've been training. I always be in the camp for 6 months. So every time I fight, I go back to the camp and training. That's when they call me, my manager, Luda Cuba. He said he want to give me a fight with Michael Moore. I said, let's go get him. Because I always in the camp. That's what I live. That's what I'm training for. That's what I live for.
Was it the hand speed tonight, yours versus his, that was the difference?
So I think I got a lot of more speed than him. I'm a better fighter. But yes, when, you know, I never fight a guy like that. They just build my record. I never fight the speediest guy. When I was in the room, I was concerned about getting hit, you know, because those type of fighters, they be in war before, right? So that's what I hold in my mind.
What do you think this does now for your career?
So now, let's see with my manager, Luda Cuba, let's see what he got in this for me.
Congratulations.
I hope he got something good for me.
I'm sure he will.